welcome to Market Wrap number 151. Stuart Williamson here at the helm. As you can see, our media room grows, on the way to perfection, long way to go yet, I know. Thanks for watching. Please do subscribe, like and comment. This week we look at, has the residential property market bottomed out in price falls in the UK? What's the latest on house building policy and what are the challenges? The latest Zoola report, and that is now a good time to be selling. Okay, house prices rise in the UK. UK house prices rose by 0.5% in April, following 7 consecutive monthly declines. Woohoo! That's good. That leaves values 4% below their August peak. There are good reasons to believe that we're close to the bottom when it comes to pricing and activity levels. Mortgage rates have eased since 2022, and mortgage approvals, a good leading indicator, rose in February following 5 consecutive monthly declines. Consumer sentiment too is running at its highest level for more than a year. That's not to say we expect a rapid recovery. Activity levels have improved slightly from a low base. The Bank of England would likely raise base rates again, another quarter point, perhaps more than once. Borrowers rolling off fixed rate products will face stiff, painful times ahead as they try and move from 2 and 5 year 1% deals to something that's going to be a lot higher. The picture for first right buyers though is looking much better. It does seem clear that stability is returning and that enough borrowers are able to cope with now that mortgage rates have settled down. We can still get a 5-year fixed rate for a shade under 5% offshore, 0.4% onshore. Perhaps not for long, perhaps it will go up. The Bank of England is suggesting that things will increase on interest rates, but they don't want to squash the resurgent recession ending boom. Look at house building policy. Many first-time buyers will find themselves squeezed between unaffordable mortgage rates and lack of availability. The average 90% loan to value 5-year fixed rate mortgage is now up to 5.26% in the UK, up from 3.64%. This is going to be an important issue during the next year's general election. We talked last week about the delicate balancing act the Conservative Party must take as it seeks to boost home ownership without alienating the NIMBYs. The manoeuvring has already started. Help to Buy, according to the Times on Monday, Help to Buy is on its way back. The paper cited 3 government sources that said the new buyer support scheme will be unveiled as part of the autumn statement. Labour as well have been hinting that home ownership will be the key plank in their campaign. The Times' Patrick Maguire said on Monday that he thought that was key, and they say that themselves. They're talking about handing more power to local authorities, promising 70% home ownership and delivering hundreds of thousands of new council homes. Maguire goes on to say, I told the Starmer government would wield both carrot and stick. Councils would be made to work together to come up with plans for development at a regional level, spreading a burden few want to shoulder individually, and cash and infrastructure as the prize for this new housing boom. Look at the challenges the new house building has. In a report this week titled Planning for Economic Failure, great title, the National House Builders Federation lays bare the implications of the government's anti-development approach to house building, warning that supply could halve and fall to the lowest level since World War II. They say the government's appeasement of its own backbenchers, the NIMBYs, and the free rein given to quangos will have disastrous effects on housing supply, as well as the much publicised reforms of the planning system that will see local authorities no longer required to plan for their housing needs. They expect to see a fall in supply from 233,000 last year to 120,000 per annum in the coming years, well under half of what they frequently say is the minimum target to cope with population and immigration growth. Such a fall has significant social and economic implications for the country and will deepen the housing crisis and intergenerational inequalities. It will cost 400,000 jobs, they say, including 4,000 apprentices, 20 billion in economic activity, and 3 billion less investment in affordable housing. That's a bad report. The government needs to fix that. Quick look at US banking turmoil. The crisis in confidence in mid-sized US lenders saw some of their shares fall by 35% this week. The longer this goes on, the more likely it is that the credit conditions will tighten meaningfully around the world, weighing on asset values. So far, the Fed has deemed inflation pressures are a greater risk, hence an increase in interest rates this week, but it will have a knock-on effect around the world if this crisis continues. Okay, quickly now on to the Zoola May market report. The executive summary is annual house price growth has slowed, but the worst of the month-on-month price falls are now behind us. Demand continues to recover as the number of new sales grows. First-time buyers were the largest buyer group in 2022 and look set to be a strong source of new sales in 2023. Three-bed homes remain the most in-demand property for first-time buyers. 40% of those were bought. But there is a clear shift in first-time buyer demand towards two-bed flats from everything. Income to buy a three-bed first-time buyer home has increased by $7,350 since 2020. The housing market has more than balanced that over the years, and it looks as though it's becoming more affordable as we go along. So in summary, the UK housing market is probably the most balanced it's been for 5 years plus. There's no sign of a crash. House prices have stabilised and are still up by 3% over the last 12 months. So the question is now, is it a good time to sell if you're thinking of doing so? Many homeowners certainly think so. Zoola has 66% more homes on the market than it did a year ago. As the economic outlook improves and mortgage rates are starting to fall, it's encouraging people to list their homes. Zoola believes there's actually going to be 500,000 people buying and completing in the first half of 2023. First-time buyers are the most active in the marketplace. Basically, they are supporting at the moment this boom. They're saying we can't rent anymore. The longer we rent, the more it's eroding our capital. We're working from home, we can be further away and get something what we can afford and still be in the employment market. So they are the biggest group at the moment, the smaller first-time buyers. And they're buying houses up to 3 beds in size, which is quite large really, and quite extraordinary. So there we have it. We have a government that's set on not building more houses on the one hand, and then moaning about rents going up, and will be capping rent increases at 3%, I believe, fairly shortly. So where is that? Where is the balance in that? It doesn't occur. It looks like the recession didn't occur. It was the recession that never was. House prices have stabilised and are starting to move up again. So overall, it's a positive outlook around the UK for buying property. Remember, ties, transport, infrastructure, employment. Look for those things. That's it for Market Wrap number 151. Thank you for watching. The room will improve again by next week, hopefully. Cheerio. Bye-bye.